The 826 edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a $25 matching deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Claim your $200 deposit bonus today at NairaBets/SGPN200 with promo code SGPN200.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 826 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Poffenberger 1 Picks UFC. Quite a mouthful, but one of our friends on YouTube who says, you guys did it again. Love the picks for LFA 208, and he can't wait. It'll be he, I guarantee. He can't wait for LFA 209 predictions, which will be next week. So Gumby gets all credit for the LFA picks. I just set him up. He knocks him down. That would be Daniel Gumby reeling. But when it comes to UFC, I tend to do pretty good with my picks. I would be Supremo, Simplicio. I keep it simple, and my picks hit again last week, which was good. We didn't brag about it yesterday. I forgot. So we're going to brag about it today because we both had a good weekend at UFC 315. I went 9-3. I made $366. Gumby 7-5 with $88 profit. We both hit two big dogs, JDM at plus 155, Ayman Zahabi at plus 175. So that helped us win some moolah. We're going to win some more with this here UFC.
You're not going to brag about your prop of the week? You're really
going to my prop of the week. That's right. I didn't delete it because I picked it shouldn't have been this high, but Bekzak Almakhan via knockout plus 475. And yes,
64 seconds.
It hit. That's such
let me ask you, what was better for you? Was it hitting the plus 475, which, by the way, that was half the Hungry Man, too. So I felt pretty darn good about that as well.
Yeah.
Was it hitting the plus 475 or watching Brad Katona take a nap? Because both of those are right up here for me.
hitting the money. The money obviously is more important, but yes, whatever.
I really like watching Brad Katona get knocked out. I know.
He's very unliked. You can say that, man. He's not and Gumby's a tough fan, so he should love Brad Katona.
I think I've interviewed him before too. Yeah, I don't.
Did he have an Irish accent at that time?
He did. Yeah, he did. At the time?
Even though he's born and raised in Canada.
His girlfriend's Irish.
That's right.
His girlfriend's Katie Saul, right? From
I think so. Yeah. He lives in Ireland, but I guess eventually you would get an accent. I guess
I don't think so.
Apparently?
No, I don't think so. I've spent a good portion of my life in Louisiana.
That's right. We talked about that.
I want you to tell me whether or not my accent is even remotely Southern.
So you only adopt the accent if you're a douche, is what you're saying?
I think so. Or like it just has like vibes of like junior in college on a semester abroad. Like they come back with a British accent and you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Remember Madonna had a British accent for a while there too. Yeah,
I think that's before my time, but yeah, I'll take your word for it.
All right. One thing that's not before Gumby's time is these amazing UFC Fight Night cards at the UFC Apex. We covered the first half yesterday, all 6 fights on the prelims. We're pretty much locked in with our picks except for one fight. Gumby went with an extra dog. Imagine that. We'll see how we lock up today with the main card of UFC Fight Night Burns versus Morales. After I let you know about something, ladies and gentlemen, after I actually open the doc first, where I have to tell you about something. It is a discount in our merch store. And it's to let you know that the Degens line of gear is live in the merch store. And to celebrate, we're taking 20% off everything with our promo code Degens, Degens. So get in there, check out, like I said, the Degens line is really cool. They have really very cool hats. And of course, check out all the MMA Gambling Podcast merch while you're in there as well. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. All right, Saturday night, UFC Fight Night Burns versus Morales, aka UFC Vegas 106. 4 p.m. where the prelims and main card is 7, I believe. We got 6 fights to cover, so let's dive right into it, shall we? We're starting with, as I scroll up here, this should be a fun fight. Fight of the night. I'm marking this one down as a fight of the night. Julian Erosa from the United States versus Melquizael Costa from Brazil.
That's not the first fight we have, do we? Don't we have Green Camilo first?
That's right. Green
Okay.
Camilo. You're right.
I had the right
My
graphic up,
apologies.
then you made me switch it, and now we're back to the
Yes,
right
you're right. Sorry. Tabology has it listed as a prelim now, but it wasn't as of whatever. Who cares? We're covering all the fights anyhow. So yes, Matheus Camilo from Brazil, Gabe Green from the United States. It may be the end of the prelims. It may be the start of the main card, but it makes no difference to us now, does it? Gifted Gabe Green, 11-5, 4 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, 2-3 in the UFC. He has lost 2 straight though. Before that, he won 2 straight. He got knocked out in his last fight. That was back in May of 2023. He's not won since April 2022. Used to fight at 170. Regional champ, 2-1 in Bellator, an inch of height over Camilo, plus 185. Jaguar Camilo, 9-2, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted twice. This is his UFC debut. This is a rare one. He didn't fight in Contender Series, didn't fight on The Ultimate Fighter. He's not taking this fight on short notice. This is just a straight up old school UFC signing. So usually that means he must be a pretty good guy, or at least well thought of in terms of his prospects. He has won 6 straight fights. He's not lost since February 2022. He used to fight at 135 or 145, 8 years younger than Green, minus 210. So he's also getting a lot of respect in the betting window. I will take him as well. Jaguar Camilo. Just watching some of his highlights, you can see why
people watching film.
I watch a film. I did while we were recording last episode because I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't watched this guy yet. Pretty explosive guy.
Yeah,
very unique submissions he pulls off as well. But yeah,
he's crafty when he hits the mat.
Yep. It's the hitting power, which is going to be, I think, the key here, because Green just got sparked in his last bout. Now he's fighting a guy who,
and he was off for 2 years after that. 2 years,
yeah.
Which, maybe a good thing because it let his brain heal, right? Like, and we were talking about the cumulative effect of being knocked out time and time again in the last show. But then on top of that, it messes with your timing, and he's fighting a guy who's really sharp with his hands. I don't think that's a good thing for him. So yeah, I'm with you here. I'm on Camilo. I think just for me, I think the power is too much. I think the speed is too much. And like, hey, to your point, maybe he grapples too.
Yeah. Yep. Do we see a knockout prop anywhere for Camilo? I don't see why. There's a bunch of props not showing up yet. Maybe we're too early for some of these lines. But what do you think Camilo via knockout? Do you think that is
I'll look it up and see if I can get it for you, because that could be your prop of the week, because I know you didn't pick one yet.
No, Gumby knows these things. Now can we talk about Juicy J? I'm just so itching to talk about this fight. This fight, as I said, probably has the makings of a fight tonight if the UFC actually gives one out. Featherweight, Julian Erosa, Melquizael, Costa, US versus Brazil. And let's break her down by telling you about Erosa first. Juicy J is 31-11. 12 knockouts, 14 submissions. He's been knocked out 7 times. 9-7 in the UFC over 3 stints. Not many guys get 3 kicks at the can, but he's making the most of his third shot here. He's won 3 straight fights and 6 of 8. 3 straight, all the past 3 fights he has finished his opponents in as well. He's not lost since April 2023. He went 1-0 in Contender Series. He's got multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Degens is your checkout code. Used to fight at 155, 3-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. So he did the Ultimate Fighter and Contender Series, and he's been in the UFC 3 different stints. 2010 Pro MMA debut, 3 inches height, 3 inches of reach over Costa. More active landing strikes than Costa. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.19 strikes per minute, plus 160. Melk Coffee, 23-7, 7 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice, 4-2 in the UFC. He as well has won 3 straight, and 4 of 5, and 6 of 8. So he's on a nice little run here. Regional champion. He's fight 135 and 155. 2014 Pro MMA debut. 7 years younger than Erosa. Better striking stats than Erosa. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.14 strikes per minute. He's at minus 185. Gumby.
I am going Juicy J here.
I knew you would.
For me, I know Costa is like, really tough, really durable, is the kind of guy who marches forward, but like, I don't know. Does any part of his game look sharp enough where you're like, oh, he's going to really burn Julian Erosa there? And like, we've seen his submission defense kind of not hold up over the years, right? Like, didn't he get rear naked choked like very recently? Was it, I want to say did Andre Feely get him with a sub? Not that's like
very recently, because he's won 3 straight. So not super recently. I can let you know in 1 second though.
Somebody
he got
subbed him.
Steve Garcia TKO'd him in 2023. Yeah. Thiago Moises rear naked choke in 2023. So that's the one you're thinking of.
Okay, yeah, it's the Thiago Moises one. And like,
No.
Yeah, Thiago Moises is good at jiu-jitsu, but as we kind of broke down last fight, that's pretty much all he's got. And Erosa has got like the hands to really hurt people, right? Like he knocked out Nate Landwehr, which is not an easy dude to knock out. And in addition to that, he's got a whole bunch of finishes with front head chokes, Darius's, anacondas, and stuff like that, because he's got really long arms, which help him quite a bit in these fights. I could see him either stunning Costa or like Costa looking for a takedown at like a bad time and winding up getting submitted here. So I like Julian Erosa, and maybe you hear me talk about his submission prop later on.
I'm taking Costa. Not super confident on it though, because as Gumby laid out there, GCJ is a tough guy to fight. I like that Costa's way younger than him, and I think he can hang in there for the full fight with him. I think he's going to be better on the feet as well. I don't see him finishing him or anything like that. I think it'll be a battle, but I think I like the younger fighter to prevail here. So give me.
And this is the fight you actually thought was going to be the fight of the night, not
yes.
Gabe Green.
Yes, this one.
When I thought you were queuing up Gabe Green versus Matheus Camilo, I was like, man, he like really likes Gabe Green.
Yes, no, I don't like Gabe Green that much. Sorry, Mr. Green. I do like this fight should be good, right? Regardless.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, should be fun. All right, before we dive into more fun fights, let me tell you about Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums. Earn cashback rewards and 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and deposit $25, and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And Nyra Bets, NYRA Bets. The Preakness is just around the corner, and there's no better time to get on the action with Nyra Bets, NYRA Bets. Sign up today, use the promo code SGPN200, and score a $200 deposit match. Don't wait. Head to nyrabets.com/SGPN200 and claim your $200 deposit match bonus today. That's nyrabets.com/SGPN200. And it is time for Gumby's bonus Underdog Pick 'em Play. Underdog just launched their new game, Ladders. Win up to 500 times watching your favorite players climb the ladder. Yesterday, it was Al Horford. We went back to an old favorite of ours. Who do we have for today?
Today, let's see. I was going to go UFC, but they have been a little slow putting out their projections for that.
Okay.
So instead, I think, we'll go back to Old Faithful. I think we'll take the Atlanta Braves. On Wednesday, they're still going to be playing the Nationals. Or no, this is a Thursday episode, right? This is not.
This is Thursday.
Oh,
Today's Thursday, Gumby. Come on.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh no, they're still playing the Nationals on Thursday. It's just a day game before they get away out to Boston. So I'm going to take Michael Harris has finally started to heat up a little bit. We'll take the higher than on his total basis.
All right. So take that play, and more importantly, take our code so you can get some free stuff, MMASGPN, and that way you get to claim a special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. All right, moving right along to 185-pound belt. That would be middleweights. Uzbekistan's Nursultan Ruziboev versus the United States of America's Dustin Stoltzfus. That is breaker down to tell you about Stoltzfus. He's actually German-American, right? I think he actually lives and trains in Germany now, does he not?
I think he cross-trains. I don't think he trains there full-time anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, like he used to.
Yep. So possibly Octagon participant in the future. Octagon with the K.
Maybe.
Yeah. Stoltzfus is 16-6. 3 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice, 3 and 5 in the UFC. That's why I'm saying he may be looking for work elsewhere. Win, loss, win. He did win via KO in his last bout, though. So
somebody backed him in that fight.
I wonder who. So hopefully that'll keep him safe for another fight or two. 1-0 in Contender Series. He's a regional champ. He's fight at 205, 13-3 in pro kickboxing. I think that's just a partial record as well. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes, and better grappling stats than Ruziboev. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.18 strikes per minute, plus 260. Black is Ruziboev's nickname. Do we know why, Gumby?
I don't know why. Maybe his hair's pretty dark, I guess.
Yes.
Maybe that.
isn't his brother's nickname like Little Black, or isn't it something like that too?
I don't know.
I think it's some sort of. I think it is. I think it has something to do with
the other Ruziboev.
The other Ruziboev, yes. 35-9-2 with 2 no contests, 13 knockouts, 20 submissions. He's finished everyone pretty much. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He's 3-1 over his last 4. TKO win in his last bout. He's fought at 155 and 170. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our gear at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Degens is your code. You had some missed weight before at 170, 2014 Pro MMA debut, 2-0 in boxing, 5 inches of height, an inch of reach over Stoltzfus, 2 years younger. He's been outstruck, excuse me, 1.03 strikes per minute, minus 280. I'm going chalk again. Ruziboev, just far more dynamic and athletic and bigger than Stoltzfus, and a damn good finisher wherever the fight goes. I think his record's a little padded by who he's fought in the past. Like he isn't quite.
You're not a big Sodiq Dumas fan?
No. Yeah. Even I meant before the UFC, but yes, even since.
Yeah, no, he hasn't beaten anybody good in the UFC.
No, Sodiq Dumas, the dog cage guy or the dog kennel guy.
I think he's back in prison, isn't he? Or at least he got arrested again.
The police found him hiding inside a dog kennel.
Is that true?
Dog bed. Yes.
Oh.
That's the headline I saw. Yeah. He's the ultimate Florida man. That's why we called him Florida man. He's ultimate. He's got face tattoos and a long list of arrests. And now the dog kennel thing just adds to it. So Florida man, to the extreme. I'm taking Ruziboev. I have a feeling you're not. I think I'm taking Stoltzfus again. Yeah, because he won you money in the past. Yep.
And he didn't even win the way that I thought he was going to win last time. But like, if you look at all of his performances, like the guy goes in and he fights like an absolute dog, right? Like he goes in, he wants to grapple. He's not somebody who gets tricked into doing things that he shouldn't do. Like he did a little bit in the end of that power bar fight, but he like found power bar's chin. So like, it doesn't really matter. And like, but like he came out in that fight and he shot a takedown and he got some of his grappling going, and pretty much in all of his fights he does. And like, do you know what Ruziboev's takedown defense record is in the UFC? It's 0. It's a 0% takedown.
It is. It's true.
Because he got taken down 4 times by Joaquin Buckley, and the only time he got up was when Joaquin Buckley got bored with him. 100%. Like Joaquin Buckley was like, I took him down, I got bored with him down there, I stood back up and punched his face again. And I think he would have just been on his back the whole time. Now, I'm not callous enough to believe that Dustin Stoltzfus is the same kind of grappler as Joaquin Buckley, but he is a pretty darn good grappler when he chooses to get to that. And I think, you know, if you look at Ruziboev's losses, 7 of the 9 losses have come by decision, largely by being controlled and trapped in positions that he couldn't get out of. I don't know. What are you giving me Stoltzfus at?
I'll give you at plus 260. How about?
Yeah, at plus 260, he's worth a gamble that he just grinds this one out.
Gumby falls in love with people that win you big bets though in the past. So, but I agree that this line is definitely playable for on the Stoltzfus side as well.
And if you like Stoltzfus by points too, I don't think this is going to come up in my fancy plays later because you know you're already getting a good price on Stoltzfus. But him by decision is plus 600 right now, and like probably not going to finish Ruziboev, being that he's only been finished twice in his 9 losses. You know, I could see a decision here for Stoltzfus for sure.
Yep. Ruziboev is being valued for sure here. So Gumby is in on the value here. All right. Let's go up to third from the top. Sodiq Yusuff from Nigeria versus Mairon Santos from Brazil. They are fighting at lightweight, 3 5-minute rounds. We'll tell you about Super Sodiq Yusuff. He's back 13-4, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out twice, 6-3 in the UFC. He has lost 2 straight and only won 2 of his last 5. He got TKO'd in his last bout. That was back in April of 2024. He's not won since October 2022, so almost 3 years now. 1-0 in contender series. Used to fight down at featherweight, 2 inches of height over Santos. More active landing strikes than Santos is. Better grappling stats than Santos as well. He's outstruck his opponents in the UFC and the contender series by 1.15 strikes per minute. He's at plus 115. So at least we got some close lines here. The legend, Mairon Santos. Can you call yourself that if you're 24 and you've won the Ultimate Fighter and that's it? Can you really call yourself a legend? That's the question I'm asking. Do you have an answer, Gumby?
I have an answer off top, but I do think sorry, I was on mute there for a moment.
That's okay.
Yeah, but like you know, I think he was La La Land and when he was in like the Brazil regional scene, like it used to be Portuguese.
Right.
And he translated it now that he trains in the US. So I mean, like he maybe was a regional legend.
Yeah, it's true. Let's break down his resume. You can decide, viewer and or listener, if he's a legend or not. He's 15-1. That's pretty legendary. With 8 knockouts, he's been knocked out once. He also has rounds. kind of. 2-0 in the UFC. He's won 3 straight fights. He's not lost since February 2022. 2-0 the Ultimate Fighter and the champion of the season he was on. He's fought at 125, 135, 145. 1-1 in pro grappling, an inch of height over Yusuff, 7 years younger. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.77 strikes per minute. He's at minus 130. Gumby.
I'm going to go with Sodiq Yusuff here.
Really? Another dog for you.
Yeah, and I grappled with this one hard because I'm like, am I just remembering the good fights from him? But like,
it's been a while.
I mean, we're writing him off because of a loss to Diego Lopez and Edson Barboza, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like his only other loss in the UFC is Arnold Allen. Like, do you feel like Mairon Santos is there yet? And like, I know he's a hyper prospect and he's fun, but like, what is he, 2-0? And one of his wins is Con Offley. Who did he beat in the last one?
No one really impressive.
Yeah,
I don't think he's there, but he's similar. He's similar to the fighters you just mentioned that beat. That
he's a striker.
Yeah, and explosive and athletic.
Here's my caveat, though. And here's
Francis
the
Marshall.
thing that
sorry.
Yeah, he beat Francis Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay. No offense to Francis Marshall, but he beat Francis Marshall. Here's the other thing I like about Sodiq Yusuff in this fight. Do you know this fight is not taking place at featherweight?
No,
despite both of these guys being featherweights, this is taking place at lightweight. Who is going to benefit from that more? What is Mairon Santos? What is he, 24? A 24-year-old dude who probably cuts weight in his sleep, or Sodiq Yusuff, who's kind of towards the later stages of his career, right? He's an older guy. He's definitely bulkier and musclier. Like, he was going to have the harder time cutting weight. Now he's not going to have to deal with that weight cut anymore. And I think that benefits him far more late in his career than it helps Mairon Santos, who probably recovers a lot quicker. So we get, Yusuff, higher competition, huge step up for Santos in this one. I think a little craftier on the feet, even if not more powerful, right? Like, the power clearly goes to Santos, but I'll take the crafty veteran in this one instead.
I will not, of course. I got to go against you here. Mairon Santos, I don't like the layoff for Yusuff. I don't like that he got knocked out in his last bout. I don't like that he hasn't won for a while now, and he is getting up there in age. And this is a younger, more explosive fighter that we're getting a good line at here. This is a massive step up, though, obviously, from Francis Marshall and from that Kane Offley fellow. So this not going to make or break his career, but it's obviously it could propel him if he gets a big win here or not.
Yeah, and he said he wants to move up the rankings quick. Like, when he was on The Ultimate Fighter, he's like, I'm not looking to do this in 4 years or 5 years. Like, I want to go in there, spark the first guy they give me, which he didn't really. That was a split decision win over Francis Marshall. It was. We're talking split decision win over Francis Marshall or tangoing with Diego Lopez. That's a different resume. But like, he wants to do that and he wants to climb quick. So if you want to climb quick, good luck with Sodiq Yusuff. Yeah.
Break Gumby's heart and beat Sodiq Yusuff for me. All right. Co-main event already. Paul Craig from Scotland. Rodolfo Bellato. The name that I can't type without putting an R at the end of it. He's from Brazil. It's always Bellator. R.I.P. Bellator. Let's break her down by telling you about the Bear Jew first. Paul Craig. His nickname. I didn't give it to him. Craig is 17-9-1, 4 knockouts, 13 submissions. So he's finished everyone. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted twice. That means he owes his rounds. 9-9-1 in the UFC. He's lost 3 straight and won 1 of 6. He used to fight at 185. He's got multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our gear, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. The Gens is your code. 2013 Pro MMA debut. He's a grappling champion. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.51 strikes per minute plus 400. Traitor, another tractor. The Brazilians and their tractor. Brazilian fighters and their tractors. Bellato is 12-2-1, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions. Been knocked out twice. He owes his rounds as well. It's almost time for Yanni to tell us that these guys are going to go the distance. 1-0-1 in the UFC, 4-0-1 over his last 5. He got a draw in his last bout. He's not lost since September 2022. 1-1 on Contender Series. Regional champion. Used to fight at 185. An inch of reach over Craig. 9 years younger. Better striking stats. Twice more active landing strikes. He's been outstruck by 0.03 strikes per minute. Minus 500. Now we'll see how crazy Gumby really is. Is he going to take Craig or not? It's my pick first. Bellato Bellato's my pick. Craig's he's past it. unfortunately, because he's a fun guy, a fun fighter, a different style fighter. But yeah, he's well past his best before date. He's fighting a guy almost a decade younger who's a better striker, because everyone's a better striker than Paul Craig. So give me Bellato here. Not a minus 500 though.
We've seen Bellato go in there too and stuff takedowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's all you really need to beat Paul Craig, right? Like he stuffed every single takedown that Jimmy Crute threw his way. And that went down as a draw. And maybe a draw with Jimmy Crute isn't something that's going to catapult you up the rankings, but hey, it is going to make you look good against Paul Craig when you just stuff those takedowns over and over again. I mean, like, and also I don't love Craig back at 205.
He bounced back up, right?
Yeah, not that he had like a ton of success at 85, but at least down there was less of a chance of him being like size bullied. And like now he's fighting a guy who, Jimmy Crute couldn't bully. So as long as Bellato doesn't do the dumbest thing in the world, which is, go down to the ground with Paul Craig, which only Magomed Ankalaev has been dumb enough to do. That's not true. More people have, but Ankalaev didn't. It was funny. And like, not a lot of people are dumb enough to do right now. I think he just, he makes this a striking match and probably beats him pretty soundly.
This one's a lock, or because Gumby would love to pick Paul Craig.
I love Paul Craig. I love Paul Craig.
Yep. Yeah. So Bellato is a lock here for sure. All right. Before we get to our main event, let me tell you about Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA Plus and MLB prop market with Rhythm. Building your model is simple and easy. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they'll include a 7-day free trial. Check out the Al Horford projections there. Gumby says he's going to start bombing threes because they need him to. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on right now as well. 25% off a monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off an annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. So that's RITHMM. Promo codes SGPN25 or SGPN50. And to get your 7-day free trial, head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. And we are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA playoffs, plus props for every game for the true degens, the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the Al Horford lines there. And of course, check out all the UFC lines we're talking about on this episode. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, use our promo code MMASGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. And finally, Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. The winner will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for their entire 12-person league. That's 6 Double King rooms. They get to hold their draft after I've scrolled away from what I'm supposed to say. Hold their draft at a cabana at Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club for the league, a reservation of the world's largest sports book with $500 beverage credit for the league, a 2-hour open bar package for the league at Overhang Bar. Contest is on right now, and it runs to June the 30th. So head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa to get all the details. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And now we're to our main event of the evening. 170-pound fight. That would be welterweight. We got Gilbert Burns. He is from Brazil. Michael Morales, not from Brazil, even though Jeff probably would say he is. He's from Ecuador. I actually know that. Because I looked it up. 5-minute rounds. Let's break her down by telling you about Burns first. Adreno, which translates to hard, right? Little hard.
Yeah, it's because his brother's nickname was Doro, who is a jiu-jitsu specialist. His older brother was, so he's like Little Duro.
Yeah, right. 22-8, 6 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, so he is a durable guy. 15-8 in the UFC. He has lost 3 straight though. He's won 2 of 6 and 3 of 8. He's not won since April 2023. He's fight at 155, 2012 pro MMA debut, a BJJ world champion. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.4 strikes per minute. He's at plus 575. Morales, 17-0, 12 knockouts, 1 submission. He's 5-0 in the UFC, TKO win in his last bout. 1-0 in Contender Series. He's got multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Degens is your code for 20% off. Use Fed 155, 2 inches height, 8 inches of reach over Burns, 13 years younger, better striking stats, more active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents by 2 strikes per minute in the UFC and the Contender Series at minus 700. Yikes. A squash match in the main event.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a squash match because this
No.
is a pretty decent size step up for Michael Morales as well, right? Ultimately, I do think it's too much for Gilbert Burns. I think Michael Morales is going to win. I just don't know that I like him. First of all, I don't like him in a 5-round fight. But we did just see Gilbert Burns get knocked out, right? Like not that long ago. And like, is he gonna take the early beating that Morales is definitely gonna give? Man, I don't think he's gonna survive that. And like, what are we hoping for here? We hoping for him to grind for 25 minutes because he's not gonna sub him. It doesn't feel like, right? And definitely not gonna knock him out. So like, we're just hoping he stalls on the mat for all that time.
No,
You know, like,
I'm hoping he loses.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like if you're a Gilbert Burns guy, right?
Yes,
and like,
yes.
And yeah, actually for the turnover of the division, which is welterweight has suddenly become so freaking exciting, right?
Yep.
Because like no offense to Bilal being like, kind of pushed aside here, but like now you got Sean Brady and now you got JDM and now you got, Ian Gary getting another shot, Shavkat. And if Michael Morales pulls out a big win here, like, man, like the top of this division could do a lot of things and there could be a lot of different champions suddenly. So, yeah, like for the turnover of the division, it'd be fun. But yeah, I'm going to go Morales too.
And probably worst thing for the division is what's going to happen is Islam's going to move up and he's going to.
They just announced it, by the way. They just announced it. Did you not catch the Dana White announcement?
No, I try to avoid Dana White. So,
we got he just did an Instagram live like right before we started recording this episode. We got Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight.
Okay, that's
title.
Good. Yeah, I see that.
Vacant lightweight title, and then he's going to be fighting JDM.
Right. That's what I was worried about was the double champ talk. And like,
no, I mean, I think they killed it.
Yeah.
I think they killed that because like, I think Ilia Topuria wanted to do that, and they were like, "No, you can go up. We'll give you a title shot, even, but let the belt go."
Yeah.
And
now Pantoja versus KKF is the co-main event of that 317.
I didn't hear that, but that's nice too. I like that.
Yeah. We got DDP versus. By the time people are hearing this, it's like 2 days old.
Yeah, I know.
DDP versus Khamzat in UFC 319. Oh, so all of a sudden he's Khamzat's allowed back in the country.
Nice, good.
In Chicago.
So we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this right now.
No,
we recorded this a touch early, guys.
That's true. But I am like, I wish they weren't doing that because, as you said, welterweight is stacked enough, and there already is a bunch of contenders waiting for.
But if he's coming up, I'm fine with that. They can weed themselves out. It's not like Sean Brady needs that fight next. He could go. He can go get the rematch with Bilal.
But then there's Shavkat as well. He should have. Islam should have stayed and fought Ilya and let JDM fight Shavkat. But nonetheless, because it seems like they're giving them away like they could get an extra money fight out of doing it that way. But who am I to say? Who am I? Anyhow, Morales. Oh, back to Morales. He's definitely bigger, younger, explosive. This is what they should be doing with the older guys who have a bit of a name still. They should be feeding them to the up and coming guys and proving whether the young guys are up to snuff or not. So this is perfect matchmaking. -700, not quite a perfect line though, but maybe it'll show up in one of our fancy plays. Who's to say? All right, recap. Morales, Bellato. After I lock Gumby in, Gumby's got Yusuff. I got Santos. Gumby has Stoltzfus. I have Ruziboev. Gumby has Erosa. I have Costa. We both have Camilo. Now it's time for locks, dogs, props, and either a Hunger Band Jong Superfan parlay or round robin. Gumby gets to kick things off, I think, first this week.
Am I wrong, or are you going to have a hard time with one of these picks?
Yeah, I have a pseudo dog. I got it.
Pick an underdog.
I didn't realize that until we were almost done recording. Like, oh, I don't really have an underdog here. But
yeah, you're gonna have.
I had one that was an underdog at one point.
Or you can take a prop that is an underdog.
Yeah, I have hard enough time finding a prop. So go ahead, you kick these off.
All right, my lock. I'm gonna take. Man, I'm looking at my list right now. I'll take Luana Santos. Okay. I like her line. And I'm not really, I think her grappling should probably dominate that fight. And as we talked about, her opponent hasn't fought anybody. So
guess what I'm taking? Luana Santos.
Nice.
Because I said it on yesterday's episode. I said, hey, this is a good line. So I figure I have to put my money where my mouth is. So Santos is my lock as well.
I'm going to take, who do I want on this one? I'm going to take Carlos Hernandez as my dog. I like Carlos Hernandez's line. I think his hands are quick enough, and he's going to stuff the takedowns.
All right. I am taking Flash Gordon. He's the closest thing to a dog that I have.
That's not an underdog. You can't take Flash Gordon.
That's not an underdog. He's plus 100. Let me see. Maybe he could be a dog somewhere.
Can I give you here? I'll give you an out here. I'm going to give you an out. You could take Jared Gordon by decision. That's plus 115 right now.
Okay, let me see. He's not a dog there. He's not a dog there. He's even money at a bunch of places. All right, fine. I'll take him via decision. That's fine. That's fair enough.
He's not going to finish that. 115.
No. What's in 150? Okay. Locked in.
115.
And what's 115? Not as good, but still locked in.
Okay.
All right. What's your prop?
I'm going to go Julian Erosa by submission. I teased it a little bit earlier in the show. I was down to this and Luana Santos' submission lines. Both of them are fantastic. One's 500, and Julian Juicy J Erosa's submission line is plus 425. So I'm going to take I want him going with his. I almost locked somebody else just so I could take Luana by sub as my prop. Yeah. I didn't want to double dip, but I'll take Juicy J's sub line plus 425.
I will take Matheus Camilo via TKO or KO. Have we found a line for that yet, or is it not
220? 225.
220. Oh, fantastic. I will definitely take that because I see that happening here. He's fighting a guy who just got knocked out. So perfect. All right. We both have Santos as our lock. He's got Hernandez as his dog. I'll take Gordon via decision as a dog play because Gordon's closest thing to a dog I got. Erosa via sub, Camilo via TKO are our fancy plays. And what do you have for us now, Gumby?
I got a Superfan John Hungry Man parlay. We're just going to go 2 fights on this one. I've hit one of the 2 legs in each of the past 2 weeks. So maybe just play them individually as well as the parlay. The first leg, I'm going to take Matheus Camilo. I'm going to take him by knockout plus 225, as I just mentioned a second ago. I like the knockout power, like the matchup against Gabe Green coming in, having been knocked out 2 years ago and then not fought after that. I'm also going to take Denise Gomes by knockout. Denise Gomes' knockout line is plus 325. I like Elise Reed, but I think, like I said before, she is a fighter who has kind of gotten by on her toughness. If she just takes punches all day, she's going to get knocked out. So 325, 225, pair them together, you're going to get plus 1281.
Oh, fantastic. And Reed's been knocked out before. It's not like she's got an iron chin. So, all right. Camilo knockout, Gomes knockout plus 1281. All right. You're all set. Hit us up in the Discord if you like, or at least come and say hi. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. On the YouTube MMA Gambling Podcast, hit us up in the comments there. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much. Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Reeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer there, and on Instagram as well for me. Got a Substack, moneymma.substack.com for all things MMA, obviously. Gumby has another podcast, Top Turtle MMA. 3 people on it from this here fight card.
Mairon Santos, Juicy J, Julian Erosa, and Connor Matheus.
So check that out, Top Turtle MMA, wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Remember your code DEGENS, 20% off, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And we'll be back on Sunday after Gumby bids you farewell.
I'm Danny Gumby Freeland. He's gifted Jeff Fox, and we will see you on Sunday.